Hey, it's Pat Kern here, leader of the Kaizen Tribe, where I coach driven men to build a rock-solid, V-shaped body with the brute strength to back it up. And today, I'm going to share with you everything that you need to know when it comes to achieving the holy grail of results. And that is losing fat and building muscle at the same time, or what's known as recomping. Now, before I say any more, there's nothing wrong with the traditional all-out cutting or bulking phases. They certainly work, but I know for most men, recomping is the dream. They want it all. They want to be able to lose fat and build muscle, and why shouldn't they? Now, some guys will say it can't be done, but that is a complete myth. Both scientific research shows it can, and more to the point, the guys that work with me have proved it time and time again. And today, I'm going to teach you the methods and systems we use to make it happen. Now, there are some exceptional circumstances that will make someone not suitable for recomping. And that is guys who are already optimizing and absolutely nailing everything from their training and their nutrition. And they've been doing that for years and are now just at the top of their game, pushing the limits of their genetic potential. Those guys will be better off doing more traditional cuts or bulks. But for the rest of us guys, bottom line, anyone who has never truly dialed in their training and nutrition to a T can recomp as long as you follow the advice in this video. So let's dive in and talk about how to get that extra layer of precision that you need to make it happen, and how I coach the guys that work with me to make it happen. First off, and this should come as no surprise, especially coming from me, but hard, heavy training is the main driver of muscle growth. And how much muscle you have determines how fast your metabolism is and how easy fat loss will happen for you. So all that said, you have to train hard, which means tracking and progressing your weights in the gym on a good solid program 3 to 4 days per week to get the best possible results here. That's a non-negotiable. You can't just show up without a specific program, train hard, and not track if you're looking for the best results possible. Okay, so let's assume you're following a good program and you're progressing your weights. Now, let's look at the next most important factor, and that is how to set up your nutrition or your diet. So when it comes to your food, I recommend setting your calories at about a maintenance level. This means you're going to be eating enough to build muscle while being able to create a small deficit through cardio in order to lose fat. So here's how to find your maintenance calories. Very simply. You multiply your body weight in pounds by 13. So if you are 200 pounds, that would mean you would start by eating 2,600 calories, because 200 by 13 is 2,600. So again, body weight in pounds multiplied by 13 to find your starting calories. Then in terms of macros that make up these calories, you're going to want to set your protein at about 1.2 grams per pound of body weight. So again, if for example you were 200 pounds, you multiply that number by 1.2 and that will give you 240 grams in this case. So in this case, you're going to be eating 240 grams of protein per day so that you're getting enough to build muscle. Now, there's 4 calories in every gram of protein. So 4 times 240 grams of protein is going to give you 960 calories. So if you were aiming to eat 2,600 calories per day, which we've already worked out, that leaves you with 1,640 calories to use up. So you're going to fill in the rest of these calories that are left over with carbs and fats. And the ratio can depend on your preference, but we do want to make sure that we get somewhere between 50 to 60 grams of healthy fats per day to support your natural testosterone production, and then you'll be golden. Then you're going to sub in the remainder of your calories as carbohydrates. So let's say we're getting 55 grams of fat, There's 9 calories in every gram. That's going to give you 495 calories of fats. So we take the 1640 that we had left over after we calculated our protein minus 495 from our fats is going to allow us 1145 for carbs. So divide that by 4 because there's 4 calories in every gram of carbohydrates. That allows us 286 grams of carbs. So remember, body weight in pounds multiplied by 13 will give you your calories. Then 1.2 times your body weight in pounds gives you how many grams of protein you need. Then we sub in 50 to 60 grams of fat for optimal testosterone, and whatever we're left with, we're going to fill with carbs. However, I wouldn't just split these calories and carbs up randomly or even evenly across the day. Instead, to give us the best chance of recomping, we need to also consider nutrient timing. And that is what time you're eating these calories at. So the most important time to focus on is before and after your workouts. So about an hour before your workout, I recommend having a meal with a little bit of everything in it. So that means some carbs, some proteins, and some fats. You need carbs to fuel the workout. You need protein to ensure that you have amino acids in your bloodstream ready to get a head start on muscle building and recovery. And you need some fats to slow down the digestion of those carbs and proteins so that they're trickling into your system throughout the workout. Something like a whole grain sandwich with about 120 grams of meat, a tablespoon of mayonnaise would be perfect here. That will give you about 30 grams of carbs, 30 grams of protein, and 15 grams of fat. Perfect. Now, that's just a random example. The foods and the sources that you use are up to you. Then after your workout comes our most important meal of the day. Here, we want medium to high protein, high carbs, and low fats so that those nutrients can get into our system ASAP after training. So just as an example, something like 1.5 scoops of whey protein with a banana and a half a cup of oats would be perfect. That gives you about 40 grams of protein, 60 grams of carbs, minimal fats. Then the rest of your meals outside of your workout window can be just balanced meals with protein, carbs, and fats in relatively equal amounts. So prioritizing our carb intake like this is going to ensure that more of the carbs and the calories that you're eating will be shuttled into your muscles for growth and put to good use rather than just being stored as fat. But that only covers the nutrition for the days that we're in the gym. So what about our rest days? So for recomping or to give us the best chance of losing fat and building muscle, I like to go for a lower carb and slightly lower calorie intake overall on rest days. This just makes sense to me. There's no need to hammer home a high amount of carbs on rest days because we don't need that extra energy. So I recommend eating about 50 to 80 grams less carbs on your rest days. Now this can be done by cutting in half the serving of carbs that you're eating in, say, 2 of your main meals, like lunch and dinner, for example. But however you want to reduce them is up to you. And whether it's a training day or a rest day, it's important to be eating regular meals every 3 or so hours across the day. This is going to help you stay anabolic, or put simply, to keep your body in a state of muscle building by drip feeding protein and nutrients into your muscles throughout the day. So, all of these strategies, eating the right amount of calories and protein, nutrient timing on training days, the lower carbs on rest days, and the regular meals throughout the day will help you maximize muscle building and performance in the gym while keeping body fat down. So, now we've talked about our 2 main staples, hard training and dialed in nutrition. Now let's talk about our next drivers of recomping. First off is cardio. So if you're trying to recomp, unless you're already super active in your job or your day-to-day life, some cardio is a must in my opinion. This is going to help you create more of a calorie deficit so that you can burn fat even though your food intake will be on the higher end. So 30 minutes, 3 times per week is a great place to start. Ideally, I like this done on rest days from the gym so that you end up doing a little bit of exercise every day across the week. But the main thing is just get it done. And the last big block to focus on is sleep. If you shoot for, say, 7+ hours per night and you put a wind down routine in place, like turning off all screens, putting away your phone, TV, laptop, everything 30 minutes before bed, this is going to make the world of difference to your recovery, your energy, and then your progress as a whole. So when you train hard and you start tracking and progressing your weights each week, you'll work out your calories and ensure that you're eating just enough at the right times to build muscle while hitting cardio a couple of times a week and sleeping well. You're going to see yourself getting leaner, stronger, and of course bigger by the week. Then, as long as you keep adjusting your nutrition and cardio correctly, you will be able to ride that wave of progress for months. But eventually, what will happen is once you get pretty damn lean and big, your progress will begin to level off. And then you have to make a decision. Do you want to push for more muscle size or for more cuts and definition? Then, once you decide, you're going to enter a more traditional bulk or cut approach to see more progress in whatever direction you choose. And that just means adjusting your nutrition and calories accordingly to keep that gain train rolling. So I hope this video helps you understand that losing fat and building muscle at the same time can absolutely be done, and that it helps you with designing your own plan to make it happen. If you have any questions on making this work for you, or if you just want to fast track your results, eliminate all the guesswork and get a fully customized training program, nutrition plan, and all the support and accountability you need to make the results happen, please reach out and get in touch with me. I'll leave the links down here below. Reach out to me and we can go from there. I'll see you in the next video.